So a new national survey from Toronto-based charitable organization called CERIC has revealed some surprising statistics about Canadians' career choices. Joining us to discuss this is the chair of the board of CERIC, John Horn. Hello, John. How are you?
Very good.
It's good to have you here. I'm good. Okay, let's talk about CERIC a bit of a history lesson on CERIC.
Sure. So CERIC's been around for over a decade. We're a charitable organization based out of Toronto, but serving all of Canada. Our purpose is to advance career development in the country.
Okay, so that's probably the primary reason why this survey was done.
100%.
Okay. How many people were polled in this survey?
Over 1,300 career practitioners who were reflecting on the conversations they have with clients.
So this is a good sample, sample size
good sample.
to come up with some statistics. 61%, we're going to throw out some numbers here, say they wish they hadn't played it safe when it came to their career. So what does that mean exactly? What are they saying?
Yeah, it means being really present in the moment, which is a good thing, to be present in the moment and think about your current circumstances. It probably also means that they're looking a couple months away for what their career might bring them and not thinking maybe years or decades down the road.
Okay. 65.5% says they were pressured into a career and they wish they weren't.
So a lot of people have opinions about career advice and perspective, and those are valuable, but we're often making career choices in our life with advice from parents or from peers and from professors or teachers. Peers often have the same amount of information that we have. Parents have a lot of bias and perspective on how they think a career should go, and these are where a lot of influences come from, and people respond to that pressure and often make choices that are maybe fine, maybe not so good, maybe they seem great at the moment, but definitely over time are not as good as they could have been.
Then they have to live with that decision.
Yeah.
In a career that they don't enjoy, perhaps. So what are some of the resources then that are available to Canadians to help with career education?
So one of the key resources at the center of all this, and I mentioned that point about being pressured and where advice comes from. So a key resource for everyone to explore is a career practitioner. So you could be, they might be called a career coach, a career advisor, a career educator, career counselor, but looking at like that human that's central to these kinds of conversations. And you can ask about them or have your kids ask about them if you're a parent in the K-12 system in college, in university, or in your community. A career practitioner would use an organization like CERIC to find literature searches on the rise of artificial intelligence and how that might be disrupting the workforce, on the career impacts of climate change, and on what it might mean to be a newcomer coming to the country and what career implications could be there.
Okay, when it comes to people being self-employed, perhaps just starting to be entrepreneurs, I mean, how do people adapt to things like that?
Yeah, I think a couple things for entrepreneurs to always consider would be really build up your resilience skills and your coping skills. These are two just human skills and things that everyone can develop that are going to help you be resilient to change, a bit more adaptable when things might be hard when you're starting an enterprise or a business. The other thing I'd really encourage folks to look at would be the ability to learn. And there's some great resources that CERIC and other organizations have to focus on your learning agility.
Okay, this statistic is very staggering, and I'm not included in this, by the way. 71.7% wish they had a different career. I mean, that's 7 out of 10 people walking around. That's a lot.
That is a lot. One of our surprises from the survey is this word regret. So people looking back on their career, whether that's 5 years, 5 decades, and having regret about the choice they made. So it is concerning. It's explainable. We mentioned those playing it safe, taking the job that was right in front of you, not waiting for a better one, being pressured, and then kind of riding that momentum into a longer-term career. It makes sense, and it is concerning. There are always ways in your mid-career or in the first 5 years of your career to pivot or to move to another organization, and career practitioners are great people to have conversations about that move.
I guess people just stick where they are because they feel maybe if it's the comfortable thing to do, the salary's coming in, just take what they can get sort of deal, right? But they got to be happy.
It's a great point. There's people, human beings have a bias for safety, like what might be the safe, secure thing, especially if you have debts, mortgages, car payments, things like that. It makes sense. It doesn't explain away people might feel regret or a bit of disappointment in their career.
Roughly 45 seconds left. So in 2020, how can Canadians take better control over their careers?
Yeah, I think one of the things people can do to take away control of their career, and a key point I hope for all the viewers here, is when you think about where you're getting career advice from or the career advice you're giving, give some tools to kind of interrogate that data. So asking questions like, where did you get that stat from? Or what kind of labor market information is supporting that advice about choosing a career in this particular field? So have some good questions to ask.
Wonderful stuff, and I know that you're all volunteer-based as well. So, I mean, you care. You care.
If there's one thing that defines the career practitioner field, it is how much we care.
That's good. John Horn from CERIC, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you.